Hello, everyone. Welcome to the JumpX podcast. We're going to learn all about maximizing your vertical jump. Today, we have Natasha Bernard with us. We have Tom Barnes as well. Special guest, which is the running joke. But anyways, before we jump into it, guys, if you're looking for coaching, you're looking for training, send us a message on Instagram at the JumpX Instagram to inquire, and we'll get you sorted from there. As always, as well, guaranteed results or your money back in the first 30 days. Okay, so jumping into the podcast, Natasha, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Tash. What do you want to know?
This is okay, guys. This is Natasha's first podcast, so she's a little bit nervous. So yeah, bear with her. So just tell everyone who you are, what you do.
Okay. So my name's Tash. I am a personal trainer and a weightlifting coach. I work at Revo Fitness in Coburn. And I've been a trainer for maybe 7 or 8 years. I do weightlifting myself. I've been doing Olympic weightlifting for about 5 years now. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So you start. So how long have you been doing this? Like 5, 8 years, you said?
What weightlifting?
No, just being a coach.
Since I was qualified in 2014, and then 2015 is when I started.
Wow.
So how long's that? Is that 8 years? I don't know.
2014 to 2023. So that is 7. 10 years.
Whoa.
10 years.
Jesus. Yeah.
So you're more experienced than both of us combined.
I try.
Yeah. Combined. So we're gonna drop some wisdom on you guys today. But I guess our first question is why ollie lifting, Tash? What got you into ollie lifting?
What got me into ollie lifting? So many reasons. So, I started out doing. I think it was just like a whole bunch of other things that kind of led me to it. So, I was playing rugby for a little while, actually a long while. I was doing that for about 8 or 9 years. And I guess I started off with more, field sports and things like that. But then it wasn't until I became a trainer that I got more into like the strength training, just like, usual deadlifts, squats and bench press and things like that. And then I started kind of getting bored of the bodybuilding side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did a few, sorry, I feel like I'm rambling, but I'm just going to get it out. I did a few bodybuilding competitions and I realized how much I didn't like that. And that was just not my vibe. So then I got bored of
I didn't know you did that.
I know. I don't talk about it. I don't talk about it.
Was that the most unhealthiest time of your life?
Unhealthiest time of my life,
Yep.
but I looked the best. But when I look at my photos, I'm like, God, you are... Can I swear?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was like, you are fucking miserable. Like, that is not... That's, like, I realized that for me, like, training it, I want to be able to train for life and choose things that give me longevity. Bodybuilding is not that.
Yeah, because it's just not health.
It's not healthy.
It's not health, and it shouldn't be a symbol of health.
No, it's...
You know?
And I don't see it as a sport. I don't know. It's no offense to people that do bodybuilding.
No, I agree. I see it as an art form.
Yeah, it's
I see it as an art form.
Yeah. And
Dunking's like in between.
Not to disrespect it as a sport altogether.
dunking's
but
athletic.
It's not sport.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dunking, I would agree. Dunking is both. Dunking
because it
is
looks
it's a
awesome,
sport and an art form.
Same as weightlifting.
Because at the end of the day, the judging and what you think looks cool is up to interpretation a little bit. There's no solidification yet, I guess.
Yeah.
In terms of actually like what is a good dunk, it's kind of just like up to that person's personal opinion and how they interpret what they see, which is art. So, and then, by the way, Tom, if you're going to speak, make sure you speak into the mic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually,
sorry.
I actually did have a question
Yeah.
for you because you said you play rugby and you've been like around the rugby space. Even still now, like you sometimes go to games and stuff, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And that's not generally the biggest sport in Australia, so that kind of got me thinking like, whereabouts is like either you from or your family from? Like, where's the
Yeah.
Did you need that open?
Yeah, open it.
Yeah.
But go on, keep going.
Rugby. So,
What is that?
That's all right, keep going.
You were asking.
I got
it. So where did it start with rugby? Like, how did I get into it? Or
That and also like, where's your family from and all that?
Oh,
Yeah,
so my parents are from Mauritius. So rugby's got like nothing to do with my family at all. Like I wasn't brought up playing rugby at all.
Okay.
Like we played in school, I played touch. I think we learnt how to play AFL. Like I knew how to kick a footy and stuff, but I just like, no offense to AFL lovers, but I just really tried to get into AFL and playing it and watching it, and I just find it really boring. And then I remember the Rugby World Cup was on, and it was in Australia, and I was watching a lot of it on TV because in Australia, so it was on normal TV.
Like free
And
air.
yeah, free air TV, and like it wasn't like, I think the last Rugby World Cup was in, I don't know, France or something. So you're watching games at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
But because it was on in Australia, I got exposure to it, and I used to do athletics like when I was 15, 16, and I love running. I freaking love it. Like I know everyone hates running, but I love running. I love sprinting, and I just saw how much running there was in rugby, and I was like, wow, like. Because when I did athletics, I found it a bit lonely.
You just wanted to
Solo
be.
sport.
You just wanted to
It
be
is
fast
very
as fuck,
solo.
boy.
Yeah, I was like, I just want to be on that. Like I saw that I think Lottie Takiri, this Fijian winger, he was like sprinting down the freaking field, and I was like, damn, I want to do that. But I love the fact that it was like a team sport with like that sort of athletics
You know-
perspective in it.
You know, that's very interesting. You said you love running because, like, where are you from again?
Mauritius.
You're Mauritius. Because
Yeah.
the sprinter I train is from the same place.
Yes.
And he loves running. So I don't know. Is that a thing there? Like
Could be.
yeah,
I think it is.
Jeff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely for sure.
It's just in your genes.
Yeah, I love it. I
You're
feel
just-
like I was quite natural at it.
You guys are just fast twitch as fuck.
Yeah.
Just
but
fast as
it's-
fuck.
Yeah, but I like middle distance. Like I love 200 200
yeah.
meters.
Yeah.
100 meters, I find it's not until I get 50 meters in where I'm like, oh, now I'm running fast. The first 50, I'm just like fucking holding my breath, like fucking stiff as anything.
Yeah.
But your question, I'm trying to make sure I answer it. So I was doing athletics. I found I was very timid and shy when I was a teenager. So when I saw a lot of the rugby, like the Wallabies were really good at that time. This was like the year 2000, long time ago. Oh my God, probably when you were born. But I was watching that, and then my personal trainer at the time was playing rugby for Kalamunda, and he's like, there's a women's team. I'm like, what? There's a women's team? And then I joined, and that was it. Bob's your uncle. I did it for like 8 years.
Shit. But so
And
how
I
old
just
were you?
fell in love. I think I was 20, 19, I don't know,
Okay.
really young. And I just, at that time, I didn't have a lot of confidence. I was very self-conscious. I was like, I didn't have a lot of like just general skills. And I just found when I was going to rugby, there was a lot of older girls that were playing. And they just took me under their wing, and I just felt supported, and it was I felt part of a community. I think it was the community that kept me going in continuously playing rugby and going back year after year after year.
Yeah, what a lot of people don't realize is that's actually that feeling, that sense of belonging, that sense of community. That's actually a facet of health. It's
Yeah.
very important for your health.
It's an innate need, whether we
Yeah.
like it or not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Definitely.
obviously mental health is important.
Yep.
And that's what we have with dunking on Saturdays, and that's why everyone loves coming dunking
That's
on
it,
Saturdays.
'cause it's a
it gives-
community.
because it gives everyone that comes a sense of community. You know,
Yep.
oh, JumpX
And belonging.
Saturdays.
Yep.
You know what I
JumpX
mean?
I've
Something to
never
look
heard of
forward to weekly. Yeah.
You have to come one time and watch.
Yes, I'll watch. I'll hold the ball while you guys do your thing. Yeah. I can't jump.
You did come once though.
I did. That was really fun. Yeah. Did I answer your question? The rugby? Yes. Okay, sweet.
I got a question for you too. What are your thoughts on weightlifting and its relation to sports performance, and how much you would use it? Like, what are your thoughts on that? Just the transfer, like whether
Yep.
you utilize it, whether it's actually effective in improving someone's athleticism. What are your thoughts on all
Yep.
that?
I definitely think it does, for sure. I just think it depends on, I think it probably depends a little bit on the type of sport the person is doing, how experienced they are in the sport, their training age and their age as well, how much time you have with them, where are they at in their season. So if it's pre-season, you've got more of a chance of it being optimal for them, whereas if it's in season, it's kind of like, and you're trying to teach them, it makes it a bit harder. So
Yeah.
you've got to choose the right exercises. If you've got like, I don't know, if you have 45 minutes with them, or if you have an hour with them, if they haven't learned how to do a clean or anything like that, then it's harder to put that in. But I think if you know you have someone for a year at least, then I think you have a better chance of planning it out a lot better. So, you can, what I love about weightlifting is that you can do portions of it. You don't have to do like the full snatch. You don't have to do the full clean and jerk or anything like that. You can teach like for me, when I first start teaching someone, I just teach them a hang clean. Or what I do is, and that's just from the knee up into the catch position. As well, what was I going to say? Clean pulls. So pulls from the knee or even thigh pulls. Like it's a very short range of motion. But I guess when someone first starts with me, I just focus on like stuff way before the weightlifting component.
Yeah.
Because weightlifting is very ballistic and fast and high risk if you do it wrong. So I focus on building someone's squat, building someone's Romanian deadlift, building someone's overhead press, building their core strength, but not only core strength, like knowing how to use their core through a movement. So it's one thing to know, like I'm doing sit-ups, I'm bracing my core, but it's like, do you know how to brace your core while you're doing a deadlift or an RDL, or do you just let it all go once you fold down? Do you know what I mean? So I focus on building those qualities first, so that when you then go to teach the weightlifting, that stuff is ingrained.
Yeah.
And it becomes easier and quicker to teach.
It's like a level system. It's like a video game.
Yep.
You can't go straight to level 10 when you haven't passed level 1.
That's it.
So,
that's exactly it. And I think people jump to the weightlifting stuff too soon, and then it becomes hard for the athlete. It becomes hard for you to coach. And then people think, it's too hard to teach weightlifting for athletic development, blah, 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 because not enough time, time conscious and things like that. But
like, I see the reasoning behind that. But at the same time, like, if you know what you're doing, it's pretty easy to teach.
That's it. So, that's exactly it. You got to know what you're doing.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be a perfect thing straight away. It just has. They just have to be getting the adaptation you want out of the exercise.
That speed. Yeah,
I was gonna say. Because that what you just said then, that's kind of like how we go about if we ever give people like Olympic lifting stuff or like variations of it.
Yeah.
However, the way we kind of, I guess, teach people how to do it is a little different to the traditional powerlifting. So, like, for example, with a clean pull, we kind of think or tell them like jump almost. Yeah. Like think about you're jumping with the weight.
Yes.
Whereas you probably give different cues than jump because.
Different cues, but also it depends what I'm seeing the person doing, kind of thing. Yeah. So I know what you mean. I like that idea because you're probably developing someone for their vertical jump and dunking and things like that. So I think giving the cues for their sport, they'll connect with it a lot more. Okay. I think. But for me, like I do a lot of pure weightlifting. So if I tell a weightlifter to jump, a lot of the time, some of them get bad habits of being too airborne. Yeah. And it throws off the timing of them planting their feet and where they receive the bar.
Yeah.
So, but, if you tell someone to jump and it actually gets them to extend more, but they're not, completely airborne and donkey kicking their feet, then that's great. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I find that it's a very quick way to teach someone what you want them to do. And it sets a good foundation, then you fine tune it from there.
That's it. So, and sometimes they might not even do it quite right, but you see them do it better than what they did before.
Oh yeah, no. Every time I give a basketball player that cue or someone that's trying to improve the vertical jump that cue, they do it straight away 10 times better, and it looks good. And I'm like, okay, that's to the point where you're actually getting a benefit out of this exercise now. And it takes like 5-10 minutes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like.
And I think also as well, people don't like. I get some people where they learn the skill, they've got. They know each movement, they're shrugging, they're turning the bar over, they're moving their feet, but there's no intent behind it. Yeah. And then that actually throws off the lift because there's no intent.
Oh, we love intent here.
Yeah, you gotta have intent. You gotta be explosive. If you want to be explosive in the field, you gotta be like that in the gym.
That's the other thing that helps with. It helps with intent. Yeah. You know what I mean? Simplifying a thought process, and once the thought process is simplified, it helps intent because if the athlete is overthinking,
you're screwing up.
Then it slows them down. As soon as you start overthinking, you get slow.
Because you're too busy thinking. Yeah. And when you think, your body slows down to receive the message from the thinking.
So like I find cues, exactly. Yeah. So I find cues that kind of give them a sense of how it should feel, like jumping on the bar. They don't know how jumping feels. Yeah. So they think about that, and then it helps them execute the exercise so much better because they're thinking about how it feels, not thinking about my body should be in this exact position at this time, and they end up overthinking it.
Yeah.
I feel like one of the big mistakes people who are like, first picking up a barbell for ollie lifting do is they're very army with the weight.
With the arms, yeah.
So if
All
you think
arms.
if you almost tell them like lock your arms out, like to keep them locked out and jump with it, you're probably gonna get a bit of
You use your legs.
doing this shit like you're doing an upright
Yeah.
row to a clean.
Yeah, that's
shit,
it.
so.
That's it. Yeah. I think you're trying to create power from the legs and the hips, and they are the power muscles.
Yeah.
So you have to keep putting trust in the legs.
Yeah.
I think what happens is people focus so much on the end result and I want to get the lift, and they start doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Especially when it gets heavier, like when the weight goes up each time. If you change what you're doing, you're probably changing what you're doing because you're not confident that you're going to get the lift. So you got to have a certain amount of confidence in what you're doing, keep using your legs and trust in that leg power to drive that bar up, because weightlifting is like art as well. You're literally defying gravity.
Mm-hmm.
The higher you get that bar off the ground, the more time you have to get under.
Absolutely. That's a big mistake I made when I first started ollie lifting, was using my arms way too much. It took me ages to pick up ollie lifting, by the way. Tash knows. So guys, Tash did a few courses and seminars and stuff on ollie lifting, and that's where I initially got introduced into ollie lifting through Tash, and she helped me and teach me initially. And you tell everyone how long it took me to pick it up. I was an idiot for a bit.
Yeah, but I loved it. I loved it. I think there were some people in the group that were quite natural at it.
Yeah.
But I think it's almost like because they were natural, they didn't have to work as hard.
Yeah.
So they didn't put the effort in outside of it.
Yeah.
And you know what? Out of, like, no offense to anyone in the group, but out of everyone that I was teaching in that group, you're the only one that went outside of our group and actually kept practicing. And I think that you're still doing it now. And you're probably better at it than...
We have a theory.
Yeah.
Austin and I actually have a theory, and we talk about this all the time now, that like it's almost a disadvantage a lot of the time to be super...
Natural?
Like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Because
okay,
you never learn...
You get cocky.
So kind of that middle ground where you have to do a bit of...
Yeah.
That's
so
the best
we actually
Yes.
talked about this yesterday, right? We were saying...
Yeah.
Like, in someone's vertical jump journey, the best and the freakiest athletes always end up not being the freakiest athletes to start. They're always in that middle ground. So you don't want to, like, you don't want to be like someone that starts out like a 20-inch vert, but you also, like, most of the time, not in every situation, you don't want to be someone that starts out with 45, because most of those guys that start out with 45, they're like, oh, I'm already athletic. So they're not motivated to put in the work.
Oh, I'm all good.
You know, they don't have enough pain behind them, driving them to push them to work, right? Whereas those guys that had, like you, like when you started like what, at 35, right?
Yeah.
Which is not bad, but it's not elite or freaky, right?
Yeah.
So because of that, I think that's why you're going to be freaky and one of the best jumpers in the world, is because you started at that middle ground. You know what I mean? So you didn't start crazy athletic. You didn't start like super unathletic. You're in that kind of weird middle ground to where you still have that drive to want to get better, but you're not so disadvantaged in terms of your genetics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can get to that like freaky level, that 50-inch vert, you know?
Yeah.
So
I think it keeps you humble as well.
yeah. No.
I think ego, like if you have too much ego, like it doesn't. It's almost like it's like it tricks you to thinking that you're, I don't know, better or good or you've made it or whatever, and then you kind of relax on the hard work.
Yeah.
I think it's good to be not as good at something, because then when you develop that skill, you appreciate it so much more.
It's like nearly every self-made millionaire started out self-made was poor as fuck.
Yep.
And that's their pain. They never want to go back to that, and that's what drives them, right?
Yeah.
Whereas everyone that's born rich into a rich family,
Or
they
just
don't have
natural,
that. They don't have that same drive.
No.
They'll stay the same
You know what
level
I mean?
at least, but they won't have that like...
Yeah.
up and down.
Yeah.
Sports example. Everyone knows the typical story of Michael Jordan not making his... What was it? One of his high school teams.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, I think even Kobe as well wasn't like the most gifted player, like either skill wise and athletic wise, but we're now. So
Yeah.
Oh, they're definitely above average genetically.
Oh,
and Jordan was freaky athletically, naturally. So,
but in terms of like actual basketball skill,
yeah,
definitely improved from there.
Yeah. Then you get people like LeBron, who's just got everything and works hard still.
Where did he come from though?
He was very cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he had drive.
Yeah.
To, look after his family.
Same as the Williams sisters as well.
Yeah.
Tennis.
Oh, okay.
You gotta watch that movie, King Richard. It's literally, is it King Richard? I don't know. It's on the Williams sisters, but it's actually about the dad and how he developed them
Okay.
So just watch it, honestly.
Interesting.
And then do a podcast on it. So good.
Have to check it out.
Same kind of thing, what you guys are talking about.
Which one's older?
Hey?
Serena's older?
Oh, Venus. Venus was older.
Venus is older. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Okay.
But the movie was mostly about Venus, which is interesting.
You're right.
Yeah, but he taught them hard work and he taught them to be humble. So when they started winning, like he was like, "No, don't start celebrating too soon. You still got work to do."
Yeah,
favorite scene in the movie is so good.
You know that guy you told me to listen to, Jay
Shetty?
He said something interesting, very interesting when I was listening to a podcast yesterday. He said, when you think you're humble, you're probably not humble because you're thinking you're humble. So that's kind of arrogant and cocky in itself. You know what I mean? So when you're actually your most humble is when you don't think you are.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just like
yeah.
How
It's just
that
that
fucks with my head a bit, but
it does fuck with my head.
it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta process that.
Yeah. But anyways, Tom, you wanted to ask Tash a question?
Oh yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
both of you. Like, how did you originally meet? Because you told us these stories about the Ollie lifting course.
Well, we'll go. How did we meet, and then how you and Tash met as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go timeline wise. So
Yeah, okay.
Good life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you were. I think you were working under Connor.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, good life. How many years ago? I don't know. How long have you been
would have been
training
2018. Yeah.
28. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Actually, it's 2023, so 2018
Yeah.
was a while ago. I feel like 2018 was only like last year.
COVID.
Yeah, 2018, a good life.
Yeah, I feel like the older I get, the more the years blur together.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you don't
tell me
know
about
you don't know what I'm talking about yet.
I can pretty tell each year
I don't know.
The years end up going quicker, bro. Like 1 minute I'm 21, next minute I'm 25. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how we met.
Yeah, good life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because we worked at the same gym. And then I don't remember our first meeting. I remember being like a little bit intimidated by you.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. I was like, holy shit, this bitch is
This bitch.
this bitch is
It was
serious.
good life, okay?
Yeah.
It wasn't really the good life.
We've had a few we had a few confrontations as well.
Have we?
Yeah.
Little 5-minute arguments.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, man. Yeah.
But we get over it pretty quickly, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're very straight up, aren't we?
Well, we obviously do because I'm training you now, and you've trained me in the past.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, we must get along.
Yeah.
So how did we meet, Tom?
That's like, it would have been a Revo.
It was at Revo, but I remember you were at a dunk competition or something. I think you shared
Oh, okay, so that's when you met me.
Yeah, like I met you through my phone first.
Yeah.
So I think you guys were at a dunk competition, and I think I saw Nick Natanui shared you.
Yeah.
And then you shared the same photo of you like midair doing a cartwheel or something with a basketball, and I was like, what? How do you get up? Whoa, like, is that just a camera angle? Like, no, that's him jumping. Oh my god. And then I followed you, and then I was like, oh my god, you're amazing. And then I saw you in the gym, and Bob's your uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time I remember is just like, I think you were on number 1 squat rack.
I'm always on number 1.
And I was on like number 3 or 4, and I was like deadlifting, and I was just like ripping it. I remember
was I telling you off?
No, you didn't tell me off. I think you like told Austin something, and Austin's like, oh yeah, this is what Tash said. I was like, oh okay, fuck me, right?
I was like, why are they lifting like that?
But that was like starter last year. I joined over.
Yeah, when you first got out of your home gym.
Yeah, changed my life honestly.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah. Good. But yeah.
Actually, this is an interesting question.
Yes.
Before you met Tom and before you met me or knew us, what did you think of us? And then we'll say what we thought of you.
Oh, well, I didn't know you before I didn't know you. I don't know. Like when I met you.
Oh, before you knew me well. Let's just go with that.
Oh, no, I thought you were great. Like, I think anyone that works under Connor is gonna be awesome because I know Connor would choose the right people, you know. And I think also as well, like you were very. You seemed coachable and you were there to learn, and I just saw you grow. But yeah, it was so long ago, but that's what I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did you think
and
of Tom?
And then you became good enough to go out on your own and do your own thing. So awesome. Tom, I just thought you were athletic as fuck. Yeah, I was like, I need to know this sport. I need to know what this is. I need to know how you jump so high. Like, it's awesome.
Tib raises, right? Tib raises?
Tib raises, calf raises.
Yeah, just cut. Yeah, 1,000 a day, right?
Are you pulling a piss? Tell me you're pulling.
Yeah, we're joking. Yeah, we're joking. Obviously, we're joking, guys.
It's a dunker's joke.
Mm.
It's a dunk joke.
Yeah.
I think also as well, I like your dedication to the gym. Like your hunger for your goals, you can see it. I think you don't see that very often in the gym. I don't know. I see people kind of just floating about, but you're like
intent.
More.
I can see you're focused on what you're doing.
Hot take, but I think more guys need their heart broken. Worse.
Yeah, you got some inner drive, you got some demons.
Yeah. Like, for example, Eddie. Do you know Eddie?
Is he in the gym?
Oh, he's one of our athletes.
Yeah,
okay.
He sometimes comes. Yes. No, I think like sometimes comes Coburn. He always goes.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's a good example of like recent heartbreak and then suddenly training extremely hard.
Oh, is he?
Mm.
Oh, okay. So he's back on track.
Yes, he's going to like gyms by himself.
What a good boy.
Very good.
See,
so
if you ever get your heart broken, guys, be very thankful. You're never going to get... Well, you will. It'll probably happen multiple times. But that's the most powerful thing you can have happen to you. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's not that you don't think it's a good thing at the time, but it will. If you channel the energy the right way, it will transform your life.
I agree.
But I think it just makes you focus back on yourself.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it gives you drive like no other. Some of the best sessions I've had after breakups. I'm not even kidding. You just want to, I don't know, you just
rip the
bar.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
But anyways, getting back to Tash. Best numbers, your best only lifting numbers.
Guys are so different to girls, man.
No, we are. We are.
Yeah, sorry, what were you saying?
We are.
Numbers.
My lifts?
Oh. Yeah, go like, squat, if you know your deadlift bench. So we'll go like the big compounds first and then tell us your snatch.
I saw you whip like over 100 out of nowhere.
Where? When?
But in the past.
In what?
On a deadlift.
So she's done, I'll sort of do 140.
Tash, you never, you done 140.
Well, I was doing pulls.
You just
I was like an hour into my session.
You just went and rip 140 out of nowhere. Yeah. And
I was having
deadlift.
a little cocky moment.
With Ollie shoes on.
Yeah, with Ollie shoes on.
Yeah, I always have Ollie shoes on, man.
You basically clean pulled it. I saw it. I was like, I was literally like, what the fuck at the time.
But I sometimes do that in my weightlifting gym with the guys' bars. Like I walk past it, I pretend to go lift it.
No, you did it with a guy's bar. You did it to
I do it in my
you literally walked up. I don't remember who the guy was, but he had 140 in the bar. You just walked up and flexed.
No, it was
and
120. It was 120. I think you were unloading. Was it you or was it?
I was benching.
Someone had.
I don't know. It was someone.
You had the bar out, and then I walked up to the bar and just pretended to lift it.
It might have been me.
And then I was like, "Oh fuck it, I'll just lift it."
No belt, probably.
Fair enough.
Well, I was very warm.
Don't try this at home, guys. Don't try this at home.
Don't. I just did it once and I won't do it again.
Experience lifters only.
Do as we say, don't do what we do, right?
Yeah.
I love that one.
Most people do what we do.
Exactly. We know. Yeah, no. That's a joke.
Hack is a very do as we do kind of
game. Yeah, that's good. Actions.
Yes.
I love it.
No, that's so funny. Oh, I just want to share something super quick. So one of our athletes, right? He came over. He did a low rim dunk session with us last Friday, and I took him out shopping with me, right? And he saw me buy all the cleanest food, the most healthiest food, nothing processed.
Our client should come shopping with us.
And then literally the next morning, he told me before dunking, he's like, "Hey, bro, I had a banana and apple for breakfast. Ate super healthy." And I'm like, "Bro, what?"
Because we're showing them. You're showing them. I think some people need to be shown.
Yeah.
And I think that's how it ingrains more because they can see it. Well, I think we're all visual at the end of the day.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We are. But anyways, getting back to your numbers.
So
you can deadlift 140 with Ollie lifting shoes.
Yes, and no straps as well.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, under and over. Yeah.
What's your best squat?
Back squat 110.
Fucking hell, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I was very proud of that. That was great.
How much you
That was
weigh?
a Russian squat program my coach put me on.
How much do you weigh, if you don't mind me asking?
60,
or at the time?
At the time, maybe 68.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bench. I don't bench anymore because weightlifters don't really bench. Sometimes, sometimes we do like incline bench, but it's for reps. It's not. It's like moderate weight. So before I did weightlifting, I think I did 62 for my bench. But I reckon I can do more. Like bench. Oh no, one around.
See, that's pretty
Was
solid.
it touch and go? Or was it pause?
See, that's
it's touch and go, man. I don't fucking
see, that's pretty solid considering you're gonna do these things.
Yeah. No, it was before.
60.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's good. I miss benching. And then okay. So deadlift 140. Bench 60. Oh shit! Did the thing go?
It has a like.
Can you grab my water? I'm parched.
All right, it's filming again.
Filming again. Okay. All right. So bench 62, deadlift 140, squat 110, front squat I think 90. Front squatting. I love it. I hate it.
Very similar.
Yeah, so a front squat should be about 15, I mean, on average, 15% less, 10 to 15% less.
Yeah.
What other lifts are there? I can't remember.
Your power. What about your other lifts? Your power cleans.
So snatch, the most I've done is 64. You know, for a whole year, my snatch didn't move. Whole year. My snatch didn't move.
Sometimes that happens, even if you're doing everything right. It's the same with vertical jump. Sometimes, the longer you've been training, your vert might not move for a whole year, and then out of nowhere, you gain an inch or two, right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, in your first year, like, I think it's really important to. I think, like, I have some weightlifters, like one weightlifter at the moment, he's in his first year and he's very excited. He's just a very excited guy.
What's his name? Is this Caleb?
Yeah. Caleb, yeah.
Oh,
which is like awesome. I don't want to dull that fire. You know, it's like, I don't know. I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't
want to be like, don't be excited.
You don't want to be a buzzkill or party pooper.
No, exactly.
You know what I mean?
But I think like weightlifting needs patience.
Yeah.
It teaches you patience, whether you like it or not. And even if you think you are a patient person, it's going to make you even more patient. So I think, you know, if your why is big enough and, you know, I guess it's personal enough, or, you know, or if you're stubborn enough and you really want to get somewhere with it, can you get past a whole year of not having your lifts moving anywhere?
Most people can't.
Exactly. They give up and go and find the next thing that's going to make them or boost their ego or fill their, whatever it is. But I don't know. I love it enough to keep going at it. And I think in the past, I kind of used to jump around a little bit, different sports and different things. I mean, not really, because I did rugby for like ages. But I think, like, you know, I jumped around with CrossFit, and then I was doing boxing, and I was doing all sorts of different stuff. And I was doing like a lot of running, like not long distance running, but I guess middle distance. So I was sort of average at everything. And I think I just wanted to focus on one thing and for once in my life and actually stick at it and actually see how far I go. And I chose weightlifting. And I'm still doing it 5 years later. And that's why, like, you know, my snatch didn't move for a year, but that was a lot of mindset stuff. That was mental stuff. Physically, my body can do it. I know I can. My coach fucking just like, fucking, what's wrong with you?
What do you mean, like a fear thing or of the weight or
pressure, confidence, self-esteem, fear, just self-belief, trusting in yourself, but also like they are hard movements. They're technical and they're hard. And also as well, I feel, you got a question?
No, keep going. I'll have something I want to say, but yeah.
I feel like now that you know what, I'm grateful for all the experiences I've had in weightlifting where things have gone wrong or I've done terrible at comps or, you know, my snatch hasn't moved in ages. I'm grateful for all of that because it has taught me a lot. And now when I tore my ACL in June last year. So that literally put me right back to the start. I couldn't even get a quarter body weight squat in. I couldn't even bend this knee full flexion. So can you imagine how much I would have lost all that base strength that took me 4 years to build? Because like you build strength in your first year, but you really build strength the more years. Like when I went to my 4th year, I was like, give me them heavy weights. My body wants heavy weights. Like I wanted to lift heavy. Like, I don't know. And I recovered well. Like, it was like part of my life.
Well, all that lifting and all that strength training is probably the reason why you might not need surgery.
Yeah, it's why I haven't gone straight into it because of all that experience and confidence that I have that I've built from developing strength that I'm like, no, if I can just get everything strong, my muscles can do the role of what my ligament's supposed to do. I'll have to get it stronger, and I have to work hard, and I can't piss fight around. I can't be drinking alcohol because that inflames my knee. I can't be eating shit because that inflames my knee. I can't sleep bad, same reason. So it's made me focus more on my lifestyle, which I do anyway, but I don't know.
Just teaching you a lot of things. And
It's
now,
taught me so much.
and now you're learning a lot more about plyometrics.
Yeah.
So
That's it. That's it. It's not all about being strong. Like I want to get my joints strong, I want to get my tendons strong, my ligaments strong, my balance, my awareness, things like that. And I think also doing weightlifting, you just get very good at doing weightlifting.
It's very linear and rigid, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, you can feel a bit heavy sometimes.
Yeah.
Like the odd occasion where I've gone for a run, I feel like I'm just stomping the ground.
Yeah. I know what you mean. There's a lot of...
You have that as well, right?
Did I answer the question, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. You get that a lot when you do like really heavy strength cycles.
Or if I bias strength too much and don't do enough speed or elastic work, then I start to feel unathletic and heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like I can get it's not too crazy hard for me to get strong now.
But I think also as well,
Yeah.
you can't have everything.
Yeah.
So if you're going through a phase where you're working on more conditioning and fitness and building your base, your strength is not going to be up. And then if you're in more of an intensity block and you're doing 1, 2 to 3 reps, your strength is up. You're feeling like a bad bitch. That's when I feel the best. But my fitness will be rubbish.
You feel powerful, right?
You feel powerful and fast, but like you won't be seeing me going for a run in that time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like no,
Yeah.
that's not the pathway that I want to get that adaptation from. So some if you want to focus on one thing, the other's got to go down, vice versa.
There's a lot of similarities between, I guess, weightlifting and dunking. Like you saying being stuck on a weight for like a year. Like Tom, like how long have you been stuck on the underboat for?
I probably would have around 2020. I started going for it, like it being like a realistic dunk. Like I probably went for it in 2019 a few times, but like
you've already been stuck on it for like 2 years.
2 years, and then, there's been times like I've been kind of close. Maybe like the 2021 All Saints dunk show when it was just myself and my cousin Nick. That was probably like my closest attempt at that time, and it was like looking back, that's not actually that close. And then maybe like 3-4 months ago, I had really good attempts where it literally went in the rim and came out like 6 times in one session. And then I flared my back up like 10 times since then and now. So I haven't really been able to go for the dunk because obviously you're doing that over and over. It's probably not great for your disc if you have an injury. So literally last session was the first time I've gone for it in so long. And I got very close. So it's kind of like what you're saying with, like, it's that mental. Like, before I couldn't really picture myself hitting it when I was a little bit hurt. But, like, now I've literally had, like, dreams of me hitting it. Like, I know it can be done.
You've
crazy.
You've developed, I think, in situations like that where things don't move your way, you're actually learning a lot of other skills in that period.
Yeah. And
there's, like, I think the numbers on the bar or the height that you want to get in your jump is one aspect. I feel like sometimes it's like 30%.
It's the result. It's the outcome of the process.
Yeah. For me, like, I focus on any kind of gain. So for me, like, if I've, gained more mobility in my squat, that's a PB for me. I used to have issues. I used to have issues where I get a lot of knee valgus. My knees would cave in. My torso would drop. Like, the form of my squat, I just feel like it wasn't as good as it could be. When that starts to improve, I feel like that's a PB. Because there's strength that is developed there. Maybe, like, I haven't tested my lift yet to know that I've gotten stronger. But, if I'm doing a 5x5 and my form is good over those 5 sets, so I've gained endurance over that, that's a PB. If I'm doing a new weight where I'm not wearing a belt because I'm more confident without the belt, that's a PB for me. If I walk up to a bar and do a snatch at a weight that I used to get nervous at, but now I'm not nervous at that weight, that's a PB. It's a mindset PB. Like, there's so many other things to gain from lifting than just the numbers that you put on the bar. And like, I feel like we applaud that too much. And then we, put it on Instagram and it was like, oh my God, amazing. But like this, like, that's one awesome thing. That's great. It shows your hard work. But I think there's so much more to gain from the sport that you choose.
It's like the day-to-day wins.
Yeah.
Even
yeah.
like, for example, so say your working weight for 5 reps is 80 kilos for a back squat, and you're doing a 5x5 and you're like aiming, like last week you did 80 for all those sets for the 5x5. The week comes after, you go like 80, 82, 85, 80, 80. So 2 of the sets were heavier than last week. Even though you didn't technically PR or anything like that, it's still a win. It's like a set PR. So
that's it. Because if
just
you
as a-
do
yeah,
small,
just
if you do small things like that, times that by 365 days in a year, like I think people don't look at I guess how long we live for. Like if you look at our lifespan, how long do we live for? Like 80 to 100 years or whatever it is.
Australia average age is like 79.
Yeah. And I think like people focus so much on like tomorrow or today, but like if tiny little changes done regular is the safest way to do it. And also you're not, for me, I've always been a chipper. I've always chipped away at things slowly. I'm not like a peak and then drop, peak and then drop. I've always just, slow climb, little drop, climb, little drop. So I think like that's the rate of my nervous system kind of thing. So I think like if you're like, I don't mean nervous system in a training kind of way, but in a life kind of way. Yeah. That's kind of like how I do life. I'm like a sort of like a chipper. And I think like for me, maybe I'm a bit of a safe person. I don't know. But if I just jump too hard into something and go too crazy at it, I just feel like I'm overwhelmed. It's too much overwhelm. Like I want to slowly chip away at things and work my way through it and get comfortable in it. And do you know what I mean? I don't know. I think in the long run, that's for long term. I feel like that's good.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I don't know if that.
I was speaking about this to one of my clients the other day. Big mistake a lot of people make is they just go all in too fast and they put all this pressure on themselves to do all this stuff.
Can't maintain it.
And then they end up just falling off, failing.
Yeah.
Never achieving anything.
Yeah, and it's like a yo-yo.
Yeah, so
it's like dieting.
You gotta be.
Yeah.
It's almost like you gotta be easy on yourself. You gotta start slow. Like
we're not taking drugs here. We're not on steroids here.
Yeah, but
we're all natural.
I guess this goes for anything in life. You want to achieve anything, right? You want to change your behavior and what you're doing. You need to do it slowly. You need to take small steps. You need to make it easy. You know what I mean? Approach it in a very simple way. It's like obviously you and I are reading a book called Atomic Habits, and it's all about what we're talking about right now.
Yes, yep.
Right. So if you have the goal of wanting to hit it under both, like Tom, right? So in the next 5 years, you're not going to like go from not training to training 7 days a week for 2.5 hours a day. Maybe you just start off going 3 times a week, and you just start like if you don't have the habit of going to the gym. So maybe just go to the gym.
Yep.
You start just going 5 minutes, walk in, just go 5 minutes, and then you walk out. And then you just start that really easy, right?
Yep.
And you go to a gym that's convenient on your way home already. So you're not going anyway.
Yeah.
It's not taking a lot of time. And then that's going to build the habit of you going to the gym 3 times a week. That's not going to be productive. It's not going to get you results. But it's not about that.
It's the habit.
It's a habit, right? You're starting. You're doing something. And then over time, you're like, oh, I may as well just spend a bit longer here because I'm here 5 minutes and come here anyway. And then over time, you do a little bit more, like you're talking about chip away, do a little bit more, and then it grows.
It grows.
You know what I mean? You don't plant a plant expecting the plant to turn into a giant tree the next day.
Gotta feed it. Gotta water it.
It takes quite a while for a plant to grow.
Yeah.
Or a seed to turn into a plant.
Yeah.
Or a tree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I guess that analogy of going to the gym, you're not building the tree yet. The tree's not growing. You're just planting the seeds.
Yeah.
And I think
but you got to be in it to win it. You got to, And I think when it starts to become an ingrained habit, it starts to come further to the forefront of your mind.
Yeah.
Whereas if you don't create that habit, it's just in the back of your mind. Like, for example, like maybe, I'm sure you'd have experienced this, but sometimes, when you have clients that they come into the gym, you train them, you give them a program, all that kind of stuff, you get the ball rolling. But if they leave my purpose is that when my client leaves the gym, the minute they leave, I don't want it to just go to the back of their mind when they leave the gym. Like when they get home, are they making conscious decisions to eat the right food? Are they going to bed at a time that's going to help them the next day for them to, I don't know, have time for their kids, go to work, train again, function as a normal person? Like just make those small decisions, like that you do outside of the gym. Like for me, I want to be impactful enough that when they leave my space, like with me, because for me, I'm like, do this, do that, push hard. Like we motivate in that moment. But I hope that what I do can give them the knowledge and the motivation and the drive and the discipline to make good decisions outside the gym, so that when they come back in, it's even more optimal. And when they come back in, it's even more optimal. Because if you go away and you eat crap and you're like, oh, don't even know when my next session is. I probably won't do my program. I'll go to sleep at midnight because I just want to, binge watch Netflix all night, or, whatever it is. Like, it's not really in the forefront of your mind. So
there's a really good saying for everything we're talking about. It's not about being perfect. It's about being better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just having that
I hate perfect.
Yeah, constantly having that in your mind, because I think a lot of us put pressure on ourselves to be perfect straight away.
Yeah.
But it's not about being perfect straight away. It's just about being better. Even with some of our athletes, we have issues with some of our athletes, like overtraining, right? Like we don't want to put the expectation of them not doing that and being perfect straight away. We want to think, as long as they're getting better slowly, maybe over time they're doing one less set a week. That's good. You know what I mean?
This combo.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah.
Do you know about bamboo trees, Tash? Like, do you know how they?
Bamboo tree?
Yes. Do you know how they grow? Like, how long they take to grow?
I don't know how long.
So bamboo trees basically go from like nothing. They'll be like that for like 10 plus years, and all of a sudden 1 year, they go like 20 meters tall.
Yeah.
And that's kind of relating back to what you were saying about your training, where you can be on a plateau for like a year. All of a sudden, oh look, I've just gained 10 kilos.
I've got goosebumps. I love that. Yeah, that's really cool.
Kai taught me about that. You know Kai?
Kai, I love Kai. Where is he?
He's over east. He's coming back. He's coming back.
Okay.
Yes.
He's grown a lot. He's blossomed that one.
I think this has turned into the Jay Shetty podcast, eh?
Who's?
Yes.
With all this wisdom.
That's what I wanted. But yes, I agree. It's like the roots of a tree. Like the further the roots of those trees go down to the ground, the stronger that tree is above ground. If there's a storm, it's going to be standing up still. The deeper the roots are into the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's all the previous years of training.
Yeah, and that's I guess the foundation building and the hard work and the commitment and the love for what it, like you got to love the sport that you do. You got to have a fascination for it.
Obsession.
I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay, maybe not obsession.
Yeah.
If you want to be the best at it, you have
like
to
an interest, like I don't know, like for me, like I didn't just start training and go, oh, I'm gonna do Olympic lifting. Like I didn't even really know much about Olympic lifting when I first started training. Like it wasn't until I got in when I started doing CrossFit, so I got sick of the bodybuilding stuff, started doing CrossFit, and I was learning the clean and jerk. I just love. I think that's the reason why I actually why I stepped into the weightlifting, because of the clean and jerk.
Yeah.
But I remember being at CrossFit and doing tons and tons and tons of snatches and thinking I was going to die because I did not know what I was doing. I was just throwing this thing. And I'm like, I don't know how to do this right, but I know I'm doing this wrong. And I was just getting to a point in my training where I was like, I really want to I just want a tailored program for me, and I want to stick at something. And I don't know, I just feel like powerlifting is I just found it a bit boring.
I'm not a powerlifter, that's all right.
You do powerlifting? I don't know.
That's a side hustle.
Yeah. It gets you strong.
Yeah.
You don't do real powerlifting because you front squat and high bar squat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
I don't want a low bar. I
Yeah.
don't want a low bar. I don't want a sumo.
Yeah.
And you do it all raw too.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than straps. Well, that's not even powerlifting anyway.
You know what? Weightlifting is a safer sport. People think weightlifting is so dangerous, but it's actually actually a safer sport.
Yeah.
You don't actually with a deadlift, you can lift. Like if I train hard for a deadlift, I'm sure I can freaking get those numbers up. Yeah, like
yes, you could. Yeah.
You know, because I'm dedicated enough with my training, it'll happen. But I think weightlifting is a safer sport, and also what I love about weightlifting is that the fact that you are forced to address your mobility. I just love it. It's like there is no time for tight hips or shitty ankles or shitty shoulders. Address it or you don't get the lift.
So what you're saying is, if you're like 6'8" or 7 foot and you want to do weightlifting, you might as well just give up.
No, don't give up. Try. No, don't give up, because there's guys in my gym that are your height.
Obviously, that's another. Yeah, but I'm 6'4".
Yeah.
I,
You squat pretty good. You're pretty good. But it's harder. But
for sure.
it is possible. I think like with mobility, I think people don't realize how aggressive you have to be with the mobility. Like there's a lot of times well not aggressive but specific and precise with the mobility. And if you do it enough and you dedicate, see a lot of people dedicate a lot to strength. They dedicate like once you get them in the gym and you get them motivated to train and they want to be there and that becomes a habit. Sometimes people only stick on that pathway of just going to the gym and just lifting the weights and that's it. To be a weightlifter, to be a weightlifter, you've like it's like a marriage with strength and mobility and what was the third
Coordination.
one? Yeah, coordination, timing, discipline. Like a positive mindset, like a coachable. I think you'll be really coachable with weightlifting. If you're stubborn and actually I'm stubborn, but I hope I'm still coachable. I'm stubborn with getting the lift.
You are
if
coachable.
Yeah, thank you. Will you coach me? Oh,
Yeah.
God, I think I'm rambling again. Don't know what I was saying. But yeah, there's a lot, like with weightlifting, I'm sure even with powerlifting and your sport as well, there's a lot more to it than just showing up and doing the reps. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
100%. There's so much to dunking.
I think...
In a similar way to what weightlifting is. Because everything you just said, you could apply to dunking.
And also...
as well.
When you're in your first year, you can get away with so much. And you think that that's all you need. But then when you get to your second, your third, your fourth, you're like, oh, talent's running out.
Oh, shit.
I have to work hard now.
I can't just run in the gym, do a few cleans, or I can't just run in the gym, do
a shoulder circle,
do a bodybuilding circuit on the leg press and stuff and expect to jump higher.
Or just skip the warm-up.
Yeah.
The bar does not care what you think. It doesn't care how you're feeling. It doesn't care if you haven't had sleep. It doesn't care if your boyfriend broke up with you, if whatever.
I actually love that. Hey?
It does not care. And I think that's what I love and hate about it. Like, in the moment, you hate it because you're not getting the lift. But it's teaching you, it's teaching you more, like, we need more. Yeah. We need more from you. It's not enough. So it aligns you all the time. And you never want to be unaligned doing a sport where, at the end of the day, you know, the gym's got to be a safe environment as well. You don't want it to be like too high risk. You've got to be like safe.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
100%.
so like if one of my clients are coming in, if they've had 4 hours sleep, or I don't know, that they suffer from anxiety, or they haven't eaten enough, or they haven't done their warm up, I'm not going to smash them. We're not going to go hard. We're going to take it easy because your body can't take that much on that.
No,
day.
I do the exact same thing.
Yeah, we're taking it easy because I want them to leave uninjured. I want them to come back next week.
Yeah.
You know, because they love it. They're dedicated enough.
So we have a whole podcast about this.
Yeah.
Why auto regulation is key.
Yeah, like for example, this isn't really to do with like sleep or diet or anything, but we had one of our clients come to us in the middle of the week, or like more towards the start of the week, and he's like, "Hey guys, I was doing I think it was plyos, and he kind of like strained his calf just like a littleit," and we're like, "Don't mess with it."
Yeah,
at the end of the day, if you're injured, you can't train, so just you're better off playing on the safe side.
Yeah, he's better off leaving it a week, doing nothing, then it getting to 100%. Then he's only out 1 week, rather than trying to push it.
And you're out
tearing
for
2 it more.
Weeks. Yep.
Yeah, out for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, months.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because you tore it worse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's your body telling you, no, that's enough. Leave it.
It's hard to do that, and that's where it's highly beneficial having coaches, even if you're a coach.
So they help you make that decision.
Like, yeah, that's why I ask you questions. Oh, should I do this today? Or what do you think? Yeah. Like, I probably know the answer. I know the answer.
You just need to hear it from someone.
I just need to hear it from someone. I need that accountability.
Soundboard.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like.
And you do the same to me. Like, that one day I was like, oh, should I go for this bench PR? And you're just like, no, you've already hit a PR today. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And then you go for it. It's like, why would you risk overtraining or getting injured just because you're trying to hit like 1% better?
Yeah, you're in for the long game. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I hit it yesterday or the day before.
It's a very hard thing. I find it's a thing I battle with all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even I know better, but I still battle with it.
I battle with it too.
You know?
But my coaches are very old school. They're very just get it done.
Yeah.
Don't care how you feel and get it done. You know.
There's a line. There's a line.
There's a
place. There's a place for that.
Yeah.
There's a place for that, but there's a line, and if you cross that line, then it's not worth it.
There's no place for it in Bulgaria though. That is too lit that way. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, anyways, I guess we better wrap this podcast up, eh?
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah? You want to wrap this up for us, Tom?
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for coming on. First of all.
No worries.
First podcast.
Yes.
I actually can't believe that. I thought you'd been on one before, to be honest.
No, I'm too social awkward and introverted.
We did very well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's because I know you guys.
Yeah.
I feel like we're talking in the gym right now.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's how you got to treat it.
Yeah.
Exactly how you got to treat
That's
it.
literally what I said to myself.
Yeah. No, it was good getting like Olympic lifting insights and just like your training history because, like you said, you've been training longer than we both have combined. You've been training longer than I've been live, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is kind of which is kind of insane. But
Wait, what?
no, we've had this conversation.
20 years. 20 years.
Okay,
I've been
nearly.
training. Yeah, nearly.
Okay.
Nappies.
Okay, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't say what I was doing when I first started was, anything decent.
It was not optimal.
But I was there I was, like you said, going into the gym and trying something.
No one's perfect when they first start something.
Yeah.
I was far from perfect. You were too.
Yeah, we all, our last podcast is literally every dumb thing we've done. So we had a whole.
Man.
I don't
I'll
reckon.
join you on that
We
one.
definitely didn't even list everything dumb things
That
we've done.
was like 1%.
Oh.
But when I first started training, I used to think protein powder was like steroids.
Well, it is, bro. If you take protein powder, natty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways,
hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast. This was episode number 15 with Natasha Bernard. If you want online coaching from myself and Austin trying to jump higher, where you guys, we have a little deal where in the first 30 days, if you get no results, you get all your money back. Kind of like a confidence thing for you, but also we're very confident we can get you results. So
100%.
go to the JumpX Instagram or our personal Instagrams. Just message us JumpX.
No, go to the JumpX. Go to the
Just
JumpX.
JumpX?
Go to the
Okay.
JumpX Instagram.
Go to JumpX Instagram, JumpX. We'll get back to you. We'll sort out a call with you, see if you're a good fit for our training. If you're a good fit for our training, we'll get you on. We'll get you jumping higher. Easy as that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed.
Boom.
Gotta earn your spot.
That's it. Yeah. See you next time. See ya.
Bye.
Peace.